j'appelle Tal Kantor pour In Other Words. So Bezalel Academy,
Yes.
famous school now.
Yes.
For few years, you really have a lot of film going out. Do you ever do? I watch on Vimeo. And do you ever do a film each year? Actually, in Bezalel.
Each year you have several exercises and different classes we study, such as classic animation, stop motion, After Effects. So in every class you have an exercise to do by the end of the semester or the course. So
Okay, so when I saw pixelation, catch and release, you have other thing. It's
you
like
made a research.
yeah. Well, I look at it because it's you have a part of it Bezalel, and you also went to United States.
Yeah, I was an
do.
exchange student at the Art Institute of Chicago for 1 semester.
And it seemed that you take a lot of techniques and.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason I chose to go there is something that really motivates me since I don't know, young age. I look forward to collect as much as I can from different worlds of art and just to experiment as much as I can. So in that school they had performance classes and puppeteering classes and animation and drawing, so I took a lot from there and combined them. I think it has a lot of effect of this film that we see today.
When I look at the film, one of the first, but it's not. I mean, every time you say another film to a director, no, I didn't, picked it, and it's not like that. But I thought about Ryan, the Chris Landreth movie,
Yeah.
and it's really different. But the fact that the difficulty you
Yeah.
have inside and
Yeah.
looking outside in the graphic design. Did you?
I've heard that a few times, and I love Ryan, and I think Chris made a wonderful piece. I have to admit that it was not an influence consciously. I think I was motivated from a different place, more from the traditional drawing, and to try to combine a few mediums that I love together and play with it and experiment and find my own language. And I think what it brings out from the characters, it's different than in this film.
Yeah, because the film is really talking about, I don't know if it's the impossibility to forgive, but it's kind of thing like that. It's really, I mean, because we think they're going to be talking, to each other, but the girl don't want finally, and we don't know exactly because the end is kind of open. We don't really know. So it's quite difficult. That was the big story of the film. That's what you wanted to say, or the words. Because in another of the film, you already have the difficulty to communicate with somebody. So it was
it was several subjects that I'm interested in. One of them is the miscommunication. And I have to say that I'm a big fan of words. I love literature, I love poetry, and the fact that we can talk right now, it's amazing. But I chose, I don't know why, a case that the words are unfunctional and they lack the power to overcome a long distance and some choices that have not been made in the past, so they cannot overbridge the miscommunication they have in this case.
So it's incredible because we can talk, but sometimes the words are weak.
Yeah,
finally.
Sometimes words they fall apart. Like when he repeats the word again and again, it's another example for when it's kind of meaningless.
And sometimes the words are just a way enough for people to get along. I mean, to touch each other. We don't see them touch each other.
No,
I mean, that's
because in this case, I think the words are, and also at the very end of the film, they fall apart because as I told you, they cannot. In this case, some action had to be made, and they have not. So a small conversation, a very casual conversation, 5 minutes cannot solve. Or,
It's interesting because you wait a little bit to in the film, we don't understand that it's the father and daughter,
Yes.
you take time to do that.
Yes, yes.
It was in the screenplay, or did you really? Because it's quite interesting.
Well, the script changed several times. I have to admit that the ending was at the beginning supposed to start the film, and it changed. And at some point where I decided to put the end scene at the end, and all of a sudden you see the conversation at the beginning. You don't really understand if it's father and daughter or a couple, and I liked it. I liked that you have a first impression just about two people trying to communicate.
So, do you now doing other short film or?
Currently, I work in a project. It's a 2D feature film, co-production in Israel and Hungary. It's called Being Solomon. So I work in this, and I also started to develop a script for a new film, hopefully.
A short one?
Short, yeah.
Still about the same theme? It's really something important to have the...
No, I do look forward to continue with this technique I develop and have more experiment things that I want to present. But it will be a different subject.
Because when I say that, again, if you talk about Catch and Release, for example, it's a poetic, but two people actually don't meet. They just, pass by. And so it's always, kind of a...
Maybe it's a theme that some people say that we always make the same film again and again in a different way. So
we had this incredible film coming from Bezalel. In Israel now, there is a real animation scene. We know some, of course, directors and things like that. I mean, there is studios and things like that going on.
Yeah, there is, and I think now it developed even more. There are more production that happens in a co-production with United States and then Europe. So it starts to become more active.
Yeah, and do you think Bezalel helped that, actually? I mean, that the school like that, or it was just already there and just the school arrived and...
Yeah. Bezalel have a lot of influence on the industry. I think a lot of graduated students continue to become part of the industry, a major part of industry.
Am I making a mistake, or I think there is a lot of women director in Israel and Bezalel? I think I've saw a lot of film made by women in Israel, but maybe...
Yes, I think.
You not say there is not, no, because there's a big issue always in women in animation all over the world right now, and I don't know, thinking that there is maybe more now in the school that there was before. When I watched, the film, there was not so much women, and I think now there is a lot more, but maybe...
I guess it's a good thing if it is. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.